Hello everybody, welcome to the D-Pad. I'm Rick. This is Pokémon Insurgence, where we now have, by my count, this is actually our F team, as far as I've been able to tell. I think we've had 5 before, and this is now our F team. It is currently our last available full team that we can construct, but just based off of the Pokemon that we have right now. I'm fairly sure, in fact, not even fairly sure, I'm like 100% sure that we could have another 6 Pokemon team put together if I go back to other areas, if anything happens to this team. But let's take a quick look at who we've got here, because I've done a lot of... Oh, also, let's take a look at this. We're down quite a bit on money. It cost around 75,000 Pokédollars to do the Audino training for these 6, so if anything happens to these guys, we're gonna have to do the grinding the old-fashioned way, which is gonna be a little scary. Let's take a look at our team. We have Daisy the Magmortar, Backer the Marowak, Morgan the Probopass, Breviceps the Emolga, Agaric the Amoonguss, and Malcolm the Aerodactyl. Let's take a look at their stats and what they're doing here. So right off the bat, we have... Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if we were going to get the held item on here at the same time. So I forgot to put held items on with our last team. I don't think it would have changed anything, to be super honest, but it felt very dumb of me to have forgotten that afterwards. So, oh, is the icon up there a V for values? I'm just noticing that right now. Huh. Great special attack IVs, though, which is shown off over here. Daisy has the highest... I've actually marked... I have like a grid right now of all of my Pokemon stats. Daisy has the best special attack on our team by like a huge margin. I think our second best is in the like low hundreds. Yeah, our second best... The second best is 128 for special attack. So Daisy's our big special attacker. Has pretty well-rounded stats, I would say. Physical's a little bit rougher than special, but pretty decent. Nothing. Daisy does not have the lowest in anything. Daisy's, in fact, the only Pokemon on my team who doesn't have at least one stat that is the lowest on the whole team. So Daisy's kind of our captain for the time being. That might change as soon as we get back on the road, but she had a few other moves up until very, very recently. I've gone through all the TMs very carefully. I've made a whole grid. I did the best I could to, like, play off of our stats and things. So Sunny Day and Flamethrower. Sunny Day is just there if I'm looking to get some extra stuff going, especially if I wind up in a situation where I'm up against a water Pokemon. Sunny Day and Thunderbolt are a pretty great combination there, because this will stunt the water type effectiveness, and it'll both, you know, I'll have this for stab, but I also have Flamethrower, which I think during Sunny Day fire moves do better, or maybe that's extreme sunlight or harsh sunlight. I forget. But some decent coverage here. We got some stuff we can do with electric and psychic. All 3 of these are the same power, though Flamethrower has stab. I focused on special here. I had Fire Punch, and I got rid of that for Thunderbolt. I had what was the other one I had? I should have written those down. It was an 80-100 move that did something else. Oh, it was Lava Plume. That one was a tricky one. I debated keeping Lava Plume just because this game seems to like double battles. The problem is Lava Plume will also hit your ally, so I was kind of iffy on whether that was going to be like a good call there or not. So we got this. That's Daisy with Flame Body, so any contact moves might burn the opponent. Charcoal to power up fire moves. Pretty straightforward. Next we have Backer. Backer has Rock Head. So this was an interesting one. Yeah, I didn't put it on here. I was really... So I have 1 heart scale, and Backer actually has access to, I think it was Double Edge. Or was it Takedown? It's one that is 120 power and 100%, but it does recoil damage. But because of Rockhead, I wouldn't actually Backer would not take any recoil damage from that, which is pretty cool. However, Backer has, if we go back to our stats here, Backer has the lowest hit points on the team, though there are a few that are close. Backer also has the lowest special attack on the team, so I don't think I've got any. Yeah, I've got no special attacks on here. Not that Double Edge would have been anyway, but lowest hit points made me kind of nervous about, like, no, it's not so much that it made me nervous. I could have done that anyway, but with Thick Club in particular, that 132 attack becomes a 264 attack, which is mathematically the best attack on the team. And that in combination, I guess if I'm doing, so I had Soft Sand going for a while. And that would have powered up Bone Meringue pretty well, which is cool. Granted, it'll still get powered up like crazy because of the Thick Club. The reason I'm sticking with Bone Meringue over Double Edge, or whichever one it was, I forget if it was, I think it's Double Edge. 50 times 2, like times 2 attacks plus the stab that goes into that means we're looking at like 150 power. Functionally 90% accuracy, but 150 power plus the possibility of doing like super effective damage on steel types and rock types and fire types and electric types and all that. So I was like, all right, this is probably better. And instead I kept Endeavor. This one felt like kind of a sneaky one to include, but with Backer already having the lowest hit points on the team, and especially Backer is very slow, 68 speed, really not fast. So odds are he's going to be going second pretty much always. So Endeavor gives us a chance where if things are looking bad, if I'm going to take a hit, like Backer's defenses are actually pretty decent. 180, 131. One of the better. It's actually close to the top for oh, did I mark this in a weird way? I did. I marked this and I marked something incorrectly on my sheets. That's fine. Yeah, but 180 is actually pretty close to the top for defense on the team, and 131 is like okay. The range there on our team is 100 to 220. So like not amazing, not terrible, but like if it really comes down to it, I can take a hit, use Endeavor, and then hope that Backer survives. It would I would have to be hoping that with any move anyway, but with Endeavor, it also yanks the opponent down with me to whatever that level is. And I have a lot better access to healing than basically anybody else. I'm sure there's a few Pokemon that are trained that have like recovery style moves, but and then for extra coverage, some weird TMs in here. Aerial Ace for a flying type Swift, and Shadow Claw boosting the crits. Nice for Ghost and Psychic types. Gives us a little bit more range here. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get completely caught off guard based off of a random opponent's type. So there's that. Yeah, Rockhead Thick Club. Next we have Morgan, the Probopass. I gave Morgan leftovers, so Morgan has the best defense on the team, 208, and special defense is also the best on the team. So the two best defense stats on one Pokemon. Morgan does have the lowest physical attack on the team, kind of in the middle on special attack. Most of my team is actually not great on special attack, it turns out. So I figure if Morgan's going to be this much of a wall, excuse me, then giving her leftovers to help make her last even longer seemed like the play. The ability probably isn't going to be very helpful. Magnet Pole is a little bit tricky. I think I'm neutral to Steel, being a Steel type here as well. But at the very least, I do have Earth Power, so Steel type Pokemon are at a pretty decent risk of shit going down with that. I don't feel amazing about these moves. I really did the best I could with TMs and learned moves, but I don't know. We have Rock Blast, just to get some stuff going in there. Thunderbolt as just a special move as well. Sandstorm and Earth Power. I was originally a little bit more leery about Sandstorm. However, Backer is Ground type. Morgan is Rock and Steel. Malcolm is also Rock type. Half of my team is immune to Sandstorm. So I figure this is a safe enough thing for right now here. And who knows, that might bite me in the ass big time, but it seems, I would really be subjecting myself to some big team disadvantages type-wise to have more than half my team be immune to this. So we might get something out of it. And then Earth Power, special attack, her better stat, ground, so not stab, but it's still going to be useful against stuff, including the type that she traps in the battle anyway. She's 71 because I got everybody up to level 70, and then I evolved Daisy and Morgan. For Daisy, that was as easy as buying a Magmarizer and going to the Witch Doctor in the Black Market underneath Helios City. Morgan, I had to go to Whirl Islands, which are, I think, the entire area is magnetic. So I just had to level her up one more time. I will say, if anything winds up happening to these guys, the last team, aside from the fact that I'm going to be too broke to actually do Audino training and I'm going to have to do grinding the old-fashioned way, I am like 100% going to grind them up beyond 70. I don't know what point it'll be. Might be like 75-ish. I don't know. I don't see myself exceeding 80 though. I don't think I would go that far. But we'll get to there when we get there. Next we have Breviceps. Breviceps is is one that I'm a little bit iffy. Breviceps is the only member of the team who does not have the best stat in anything. And Breviceps is also the one with the worst special defense on the team by like a decent clip. This 100, the next closest one is Malcolm the Aerodactyl at 111, and then it's 131 after that. So definitely not someone we want out against special attackers. Why do I have a Cherry Berry on her? I think that she had that on her already. I'm going to have to switch that. Oh, wait, no, I need to specifically take that away. So we'll get into that in a second, but like pretty averagey stats, nothing great. Pretty low for hit points on the team, pretty low for attack on the team, pretty low for defense on the team, decent special attack. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just going to take whatever I can get. And one of the second speediest one on the team. She's only slower than Malcolm. So that's going to be kind of key here. So we have agility. The reason I have agility on here, aside from just being able to, I think one use of this would have me outspeed anybody who doesn't also increase their speed. This was Electro Ball for a little while, up until like right at the end. I swapped it out for Thunderbolt just because unless I am about 3 times the speed of my opponents, Thunderbolt is just going to do better. And I couldn't see myself getting rid of Volt Switch just because that's so good tactically. And Acrobatics, which, again, I'm going to take that Cherry Berry off. And then this will be a 110 stab move, so functionally 165 physical move. And fortunately, she's got boosted physical attack. And, like, she's actually kind of in line with most of the team. A little bit on the lower side, but like doable. So like having a super strong flying move in there will help a lot against a couple of the more standard types, grass, bug, all that sort of thing. Yeah, so I have to take the Cherry Berry off. We have a Garrick, the Amoonguss. So I was debating between Big Root and Miracle Seed. Miracle Seed gives you 20% boost to grass type moves, and the Big Root gives you 30% more hit points on draining moves. And I thought about it, I was like, so Garrick has the highest hit points on the team by a good chunk, actually. The lowest is 175, and he's got 251. Pretty solid physical attack. On the physical defense, okay on special defense. Kind of on special attack, like okay on special attack, and Garrick is the slowest member of the team. But I thought about it, it's like, okay, if I do the Big Root, then so Garrick has Giga Drain. Garrick would then get 30% more health back from Giga Drain. But I thought about it, it's like, all right, but if I do 20% more damage, then I'm doing 20% more damage, and I believe I'm getting 20% more health back too. So that just seemed like a good call there to just put the two together and just be like, okay, this is what we're going to get here. Effect Spore also, contact means paralysis or sleep, potentially. Breviceps had static, so paralysis was in there. But let's take a look at the moves. So Spore, like this is maybe one of the best moves status-wise in like the whole damn game. Toxic is really useful. I have a Venoshock TM, and I was really debating it, and I don't know if I'm making a mistake by not having it in here. I have Giga Drain as my main form of attack, and it'll also heal, which is really good. But I have Clear Smog, and the reason I'm hesitant to get rid of this, I don't want to get rid of Spore. I don't want to get rid of Toxic. I really don't know if it's smart to get rid of Giga Drain since it does healing. And because I have the Miracle Seed, I would just switch it out for something else otherwise. But, and like I have Black Sludge, I have Leftovers, like I have options for just automating the healing, but I would like to do more damage too. But Clear Smog is interesting. It never misses, and it, well, not never. I think it still doesn't hit during invulnerable stages of stuff, but it's functionally not going to miss. And when you hit the opponent with that, all of their stat changes revert to 0. So if we got into a Moody Smeargle situation, all it takes is one of these and the entire thing goes away. And that seemed way too good to just like not include. It seemed way, way, way too good for me to not keep. Good as Venoshock is as an attack, and it really is, especially if I pair it with Toxic, Clear Smog might legitimately save my ass. And I can't, and especially with Agaric having such good hit points, the odds of surviving long enough to use it and then heal out and readjust strategy seems like just too good of a scenario to walk away from. So I think that's what we're gonna do for that. I'm hesitant just because it's such a weird setup, but having a Pokemon whose shtick is focused around status effects, adding status effects, tanking through stuff, and reverting, essentially debuffing those buffs in one fell swoop, that's like so good. And the best part is too, it's not like what is it, Mist? Whatever it is. This just affects the opponent. It's not going to do anything to my side of the field. So, like, it seems too good to say no to. Lastly, we have Malcolm the Aerodactyl, who has a Focus Sash. Rockhead here as well. Malcolm had access to Takedown, but it was not... I forget if it was... I think... no, it was... Was it Body Slam? It was one that was not very good as far as comparative, like, power compared to other stuff that I have access to. 211 on hit points, so pretty solid on that front. The best attack without a held item, 164. Backers up to 264 because of the Thick Club, but 164, so pretty solid there. Worst defense on the team, though, 99, and pretty low special defense, the second worst on the team, which is why the Focus Sash is there, because that attack is pretty goddamn good, and if I can keep him alive and try to switch and heal and such to keep him going, then that might be the way to go here. Special attack is raised a little bit, but it's still not very good. It's actually the second lowest on the team. And speed, 208, crazy good speed, which is really, really useful. But yeah, I was debating that, Body Slam or whatever, because also Rockhead. So we have agility, which again is similar to Breviceps, and like maybe this is wasted on Malcolm and Breviceps. It's totally possible this is a terrible idea. But being able to pretty well guarantee that I'm going to outspeed anything until it catches up, pretty good. Ancient Power, not a great stab move because it is special, and that's really not what he's good at, but he doesn't have a lot of good access to stuff, honestly. However, the chance to, I think it's like a 10% chance, the chance to raise all those stats could be huge. Physical attack going up would be great. Defenses, moving up would be great. Speed jumping is awesome. We have Iron Head, just a decent strong move of a different type. And we have Aerial Ace, Stab, doesn't miss, Physical. There's a lot of good stuff here. I debated giving him Draco Jet, possibly instead of Ancient Power. And the main reason I didn't, so one, it's not Stab. It's also base 40 power, which is like not great there either. The reason I was debating is because like, hey, if we go up against another dragon type, it'd be good to have something that is good against dragons. Dazzling Gleam is another one I didn't put on one of my team members. Morgan Probopass can learn Dazzling Gleam, and I decided against that. The other reason here is Draco Jet's whole thing is that it's a priority move. I don't think that's going to come up much with Malcolm. It might, but then I agility, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's kind of where we're at with this whole team. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. I think we're looking pretty decent here. Agaric could have learned Solar Beam. I decided against it. It actually had a chance to twice because it tried to learn it, then evolved, tried to learn it again. I don't like 2-turn moves. I really don't. Malcolm could have learned Sky Drop. Same thing there. But yeah, I'm just running through my head the most recent battle, the one against the Excelgor, the Melodic, and what was the last one? The last one was Aegislash. Oh my god. Yeah, no thank you. Though I arguably could get away with doing like Earth Power style stuff, and Backer is obviously there as well, but we're just going to avoid both of those trainers. The level jump on that Dragon Tamer was really brutal. That really was a bummer. And there was like 1.5 misplays in there, and the rest was just dominoes. Same thing goes for the second one. I completely fucking forgot what Excelgor's type was. I could have put anybody else out there, and it would have been better. And I would have kept was it Cousteau for was that Cousteau? Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. I would have kept the Sharpedo for the Aegislash, and probably would have just kind of dunked on it pretty hard. So disappointing. And that's on me for not double checking that before I did anything. So we're going to take this a little bit more delicately. This is my last real team. I have 2 Pokemon and 2 eggs in the box right now. So shit is getting pretty slim here. Let's go ahead and take the Cherry Berry off of you so that Acrobatics can actually do its thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna neurotically do this real quick, and then we're gonna come back next time. I'm sorry that this whole episode is just me explaining shit, but I wanted to give people kind of the heads up on where the team is at. And yeah, I think we're kind of good to go here. I am a little bit anxious. I want to look at Morgan one last time here, just because I don't think I have... Let me look at everybody, actually. I don't think I have any anti-dragon moves on my team right now. I don't. What do I have for electric? Thunderbolt on Daisy, Thunderbolt on Breviceps, who gets stabbed. Not that I need a ton of electric. Electric's good on water and flying, which I have other coverages for across the team. I certainly don't need it 3 times. Maybe this does need to be switched in with Dazzling Gleam. I think I'm going to, actually. I think that's it's like just... Granted, I have TMs for both, so I can change my mind, whenever, and it's not going to be a big deal. Dazzling Gleam, where are you? I think you're pretty far down. Yeah, there it is. 100. Oh, it's so slow. Yeah, let's do this. This is probably a good call, honestly. Because, yeah, I've got better stuff for flying types. I don't really want to be up against a water type. So this will give me a something I can do against dragons, because otherwise we could be in real trouble. We'll have other angles of attack that aren't resisted, but it's nice to have at least one super effective thing in there. Oh boy. But yeah, we're going to come back next time. We're going to get back to Route 14. We're going to dodge those 2 trainers. I'm just not going to fight them right now. I may come back to them later in the game just to have a quick revenge kick. But let's get ourselves over there. Let's at least see if we can get to the next goddamn town, huh? Actually, you know what? I do want to see, because I don't think we actually have a town map item, or maybe I missed it really early in the game. Oh, in the black market, by the way, while I was there, I bought a super rod for free. That was cool. And I also bought a Pika taxi part. I think you can construct your own Pika taxi, and that way you can just use fly automatically wherever. Oh, he's my service over 15 times. Take as a token of my gratitude. VIP pass. Oh, is it free now? You'll never need to pay for my taxi again. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the other end of 14 is Oranos Town. Oh, that's fun. I'm getting shades of Sonic Frontiers again with Oranos Island. I assume that this is them taking their cute take on Uranus. But yeah, it's just on the other side of 14. We might actually have been like a screen away several times. Let's see if we can get ourselves over there. I'll probably get killed by a trainer, like a rival battle or something, but at least we'll have gotten there. So let's get there next time.